everyone. Thank you for joining us for day 2 at the 2023 State Shield. This matchup will be the New South Wales Bluebottles versus the Queensland Firehawks in Consolation Game 2. Lining up for the Bluebottles, we got Abuba, Flynn, Taylor, Hodge,
Emily,
McCoy.
Beating.
For the Firehawks, we've got
And
Karavich, Turner, Winters, Fearon, Skinner.
There's a fire truck back there.
And Brooms up. Abuba with the quaffle. Abuba on the run.
Pass
over to Briscoe Hoff.
Brendo dunks. No
Off
goal.
the frame of the hoop. Great start from the Bottles. Abuba still with something to say. Wallace Turner cleans up for the Firehawks.
Wrap it up.
Good start there, Harrison. What do you see coming out of this game?
What do I see? I see a very intense match up here with both teams with a very viable chance of taking this one home. Also, there's a fire truck in the background. That's what I see. It's flashing its lights.
Yes, there is, Harrison. Great spot.
Only the important stuff here.
Got Firehawks on the offense. Turner to Fearon.
Now, the question is, did the fire truck come to put out the Firehawks? Ooh.
Yeah, it very well.
If they're on fire today, that could be a safety precaution.
With New South Wales as the home team, we can't rule out an inside job on that fire truck. Briscoe Hoff on the run. Turner with a great wrap. Turner not giving up.
An amazing wrap there. Very close to the sideline, and they step out. That'll be a Firehawks inbound.
Firehawks coming out on top here with the inbound. Yeah, good cleanup by Ryan Fearon. Gets it to safety. Looks like Aisha Karavich. Blocked by Briscoe Hoff.
Intercept by Brendan.
Great
the
block
beat.
by Briscoe Hoff. Pass to
one
Abuba.
beater.
All to
Jack
do.
takes a shot.
Clutch
Goal!
shot and the ball is good. Bottles go up 10-0.
And he sends the fans with a great little celebration.
Yeah, that's very typical of Giacomo Abuba there. Signature celebration to the crowd after yet another goal at this edition of the State Shield.
He's really performed this tournament, and it is great to see. Great to see all the new and upcoming players on the rise.
Yeah, he's definitely been a standout, applying his club trade at the University of Sydney Quidditch Club.
Great tackle there from Emily.
Wallace Turner, shot blocked by Eloise Taylor and cleans up to Hodge. Great beating by Emily
Hodge with the
McCoy
ball.
there as well.
Charging
Able to
upfield,
regain
passes it
control.
to Jack. And Jack dunks it. Goal to the Bottles.
Emily McCoy makes way for Anna Stankovic after a great bit of regaining control there for the Blue Bottles. Early timeout called by the Firehawks here.
Now this is interesting, Jacob, isn't it? Would you like to elaborate
very.
why?
I think any team that cops a couple of early goals to Abuba definitely takes the tactical timeout, but it's super early on the clock. I think we're only about 2 minutes in.
Oh, and the fire truck has departed. So no inside job, I don't believe. It's all quiet on the Western Front here.
Giacomo Abuba says, "See you lads, I got this under control." Just having a look at the brooms down over at the management tent. It seems to be Andrew McCall with the snit shorts on, which should be a good challenge for the likes of Chris Collins and Eloise Taylor for the Bottles, and I believe lining up for the Firehawks. They've had a very varied lineup in the snitching game. You'd expect to see someone like Sam Chittenden or Kia Sito line up in the yellow. Kia with a really good catch against the Blue Tongues late yesterday.
Now, Jacob, if my eyes serve me correctly, we could be looking at the double Briscoe Hoff on pitch.
I think you're right.
Zale
Harrison.
enters the pitch And we've got the Briscoe Bros rocking it
I
out.
think for the first time this tournament, certainly this early in the game, Zale obviously being selected as a beater, but showing his versatility and creativity when his team needs it. Got Sam Chittenden bring the ball up. Great experience here for the Firehawks. Straight into the shot,
Great
blocked by
block
Briscoe.
The Brendan kind. Now let's see what this family chemistry can do on the offense.
Here we go, Eloise Taylor
Both
tearing
going
down the
wide.
field.
They're so in sync, aren't they? They're at the same level on the pitch, running at the same speed.
Good tackle from Chittenden. Gets the
Beautiful
ball out, but it
tackle.
looks like it'll be a Bottles inbound. That's something that the Firehawks sorely need. Chittenden's experience and
Zale
strength on
inbounds.
the defense.
They have one beat of the Firehawks, but they're not interested in the quaffle. Passed a bit too high, and ball is out. Firehawks inbound.
Solid defense there from the Firehawks to keep out the Briscoe Bros. Anyone at the New South Wales NQL will know that they've seen that ball, that alley be dunked by Brendan Briscoe countless times.
I think that was just a bit of a miss pass there from Zale. The threat was definitely there, and we will see that threat come back, I'm sure, on the next offense.
Got Ethan Sonoya on for the Firehawks. Another good experience for the Firehawks.
Bottles with control.
Flynn makes
Great
his
beat
move.
there.
Sam Chittenden on the drive. Close shot just over the middle hoop. Medium hoop, sorry. Got Ryan Fearon lining up on point defender. I think he's played since the start of the match.
Great beat there from Jackson Flynn. Zale goes in.
Good tackle
Tackled
from
by
Chittenden
Chittenden.
again.
Zale with the ball. Back to Eden. Bottles still have control. Eden drives. Chittenden tackles. This has been some great defensive tackles by Sam Chittenden.
Great beat there from Stankovic. Recovers and takes out the other beater. Flynn on the move. Great block by Ethan.
Shoots blocked.
Good
Blocked
clean up
by
from
a
Ethan.
chaser who was dismounted. Goaltending, and the goal is good.
Interesting call there from head ref Logan Davies.
The ball was going in, so the right call it looks like.
Definitely see Logan's experience refereeing there. No card, just give the goal and move on. Good stuff. You can see the beta games come alive, haven't you, Harrison, in the last couple of minutes with Flynn taking the field. But
has
Firehawks beaters well up for the challenge.
Could that have been too offensive by Jackson Flynn?
Yeah, definitely Joe Dixon looking to pounce on Flynn's physicality.
And the Bottles retain.
Yeah, really good. Ethan Sanoa and Joe Dixon working great in tandem, nullifying the threat of Stankovic and Flynn. Amber really on the field of the green. Dixon bounds out on Brendan Briscoe. Good pressure. Leaves the ball past
thrown
nobody.
back.
Great pressure there from Joe Dixon to force a turnover for his team.
Thrown back to no one. Firehawks with the quaffle on offense and control. Bottles up 30-0.
Joe Dixon with the 1.5. Pounced on by Jackson Flynn. Aisha Karavich takes the reset. Back in the hands of Chittenden. Yoshi Skinner pulling wide. A real outlet for Firehawks this tournament. Oh, just over for Firehawks. Close miss there. Amber Brearley tearing down the field. Beat by Sanoa. Off to Zale Briscoe. Briscoe right. Briscoe over the top. Just over the head of Eloise Taylor. Brendan cleans up. Miss beat by Joe Dixon. No, just breezed past Brendan. Good play there from both teams.
Good chance there that the Briscoe Bros nearly united for a goal. Unfortunate that it didn't happen and we didn't get to see it, but
It's coming, isn't
it's
it?
coming.
It's coming.
You can tell it's on the we're on the verge of something great here, Jacob, aren't we?
Yeah, most definitely.
Now, is this the first sibling relationship we've seen in a team?
I'm not sure. I'm really not the person to ask. Certainly in the last couple of years, I think. Oh, and you've got maybe not playing together at state level, but you've got Jackson and Ryan Shields, both representing New South Wales at different points in time. Walking encyclopedia, Cameron Walker would certainly be one to consult there, or perhaps drop Bears coach Luke Derrick, the mind of a steel trap. Ball up for the Bluebottles, hands of Brendan Briscoe-Hoff. Imogen Hughes on the field for Bottles. That looks like Tanya for Firehawks, taking the physicality to Flynn.
Rotates point. Zell over hoops to Briscoe-Hoff, and the Briscoe Bros have done it. They have done it. It was coming. We all knew it was coming, and they have delivered.
Great goal. And the Briscoe Bros subbing off. Job done for the coach. On comes Collins and Wu.
Collins and Wu, another very good pairing. Collins, an unusual chaser, but he has stepped up this tournament when they have needed him. Scored a couple goals himself, and we all love watching Collins do whatever he does on the pitch, because sometimes, honestly, no one knows what he's doing.
We've got Caitlin Rapson bringing up the ball for Firehawks. Experienced head of the desk for Queensland. Weaving and wrapping. Ball over the top in the hands of Amber Brearley.
By Amber. Charging upfield.
Great block from the
Passes
Firehawks
off.
beater.
Brian regathers. Shoots.
We're
Scores.
around the top. Great goal on middle
Beautiful
hoop.
by Brian Wu.
Firehawks beaters really showing their experience and calmness, being able to nullify the driving threat of Jackson Flynn in the beating game. I think we just saw, excuse the names, looks like Max Palmer really shutting up Jackson Flynn, but again the Bluebottles chasers capitalising on the time, and Wu with an emphatic finish.
Bottles with control, up 50-0.
Tanya
Great
Long
tackle there from Christopher Collins. Gets the ball back, drives, and scores. A very versatile player indeed.
Yeah, he's an athletic talent, Chris Collins. Usually utilised as a beater, but I think Coach Tom Russell has finally caved in and given him the white headband, which is great to see. Famously at Quaffle, got a yellow card for engaging in the Quaffle game as a beater. So he's well known in the Australian scene. Caitlin Rapson here, 10 going with Brian Wu.
Brian applies pressure, beating it.
Good play, nice wrap by Panda. Good tackle from Chris.
Chris throws
Rapson
to the ground.
still,
Another great tackle
there.
from Chris, and Bottles regather. Taylor running up pitch with the ball. There's two chasers. Passes off to Brian. Beautiful pass.
I think Taylor Angelo just beat there, but great vision from her to find Wu. Here we go. He goes, who I believe is Kiosito. Apologies if that's the name wrong. Tearing up the field. Taylor Angelo able to keep Ryan Fearon quiet again there. Great impact from her coming on the field.
The Firehawks beaters cleaning house. No
Ryan
bludger
Fearon
defense
reclaims the
for
ball.
Bottles.
Ball to Rapson, cleaned up by
Panda
Barricade.
comes back in. Brian with the ball, charging up pitch. One beater, one chaser, passes the chaser, and
Yeah,
scores.
and unfortunately going to have to do better than that to stop Brian Wu. Dangerous driving threat from New
Big
South
Brian
Wales.
Wu, he's like a fire truck.
Great to see Aaron Seibel take the field as well. Unfortunately dropping out of the Queensland A side, but really putting in good minutes for his team here.
Talking about beaters chasing, Aaron was chasing quite a bit yesterday.
Yeah, I think with his injury, I'm not sure exactly the nature of the injury, but I'm sure he's keen to get on the field in whatever capacity
He
he
still
can.
looks like he has a little bit of a hobble. The injury must be lingering.
Here comes Wallace
But
Turner
a
with the
valiant
quaffle
effort
back
from
on in the
today.
green. Running a wide route, shot on middle,
Turner.
just over the top. Chris Collins will gather.
Chris regathers. The beaters aren't looking. One beater in front of him. Holds it back up, passes back to Taylor. Back to Brian, reset used.
Great recovery there from Michaela Turner to come put pressure not only on Chris Collins, but now on Barricade as well.
We have a brooms down here for something in the beater play. Did you see what happened?
I didn't have my eyes on it. I was too busy watching Michaela Turner. Single-handedly stop the drive there.
Yellow
Looks
card to Jackson Flynn.
Looks like Jackson Flynn had to be reminded where the sin bin was there as well, which
Really?
is confusing as he spent a lot of time there.
Yeah, a frequent visitor.
Yeah. Aaron Seibel getting the better of that little battle there. And here comes Seibel, making no mistake.
Dodge from
What a
Panda.
dodge by Barakat.
And a possible behind contact from Christopher Collins. He might also be frequenting the sin bin.
Look at 12 minutes in the game. That's longer than anyone expected him to last. So fair play to him there.
Now some say the sin bin is Christopher Collins' second home. So him and Jacko, constant visitors.
Yeah,
they're like having a little
true.
sleepover there.
That's very true. Firehawks regain the quaffle in a very dangerous situation here with experienced player Wallace Turner with it. But great wrap from Wu and Angelo to take down Turner. That is fantastic. Seibel beating out Wu, but Taylor Angelo cleaning up and Amber Bareilly.
Very well done there from the Bottles.
That is an excellent cleanup from what is possibly the most dangerous chase on the Firehawks lineup. Wallace Turner. Wu taking Firin for a ride, beat out by Seibel. Bareilly cleans up straight to Mayu. Galguchi. Mai over the top and unfortunately ran out of options, but good play there from the Bottles and great cleanup from the Firehawks. Wallace Turner tearing down the field now. Not if Bareilly has anything to say. Pass off to Rebecca Sal. Ryan Firin recovers.
Bareilly with the defense, great wrap up.
Straight to Sito.
Ryan with the wrap, beaten out by Seibel. Panda beats out Seibel.
And that's a good use of the new rulebook by Brian Wu, steadying himself and then collapsing on Sito. Mayu Galguchi now tearing up the field.
Christopher Collins back into play, and so is Jackson Flynn. The Bottles back to their full lineup of 6.
Now this is a very strong lineup from the Firehawks, so we're hoping to get a couple of goals here with this lineup with the experience of Seibel and Turner. And then the explosiveness of Michaela Turner as well, who's really shown she's well up for the challenge on the fast break. Unlucky there from Aguba. You'd have to think if that didn't hit the hoop that would be cleaned up by Briscoe Hoff. Another missed shot by Briscoe Hoff. Cleaned up by Firin.
2 rim shots in a row. Very close there from the Bottles.
Firin and Turner dealing with the high press, but George Curran straight into the attack.
Great intercept there from Brendan. And
Good
beat
dodge
by Anna.
Yeah, athleticism there by Yoshi Skinner, but unfortunately still turns over the quaffle. You can see this is a Bottles lineup that has a clear instruction. Attack, attack, attack.
Good defense
Good
there
hands
from
by Turner.
Turner now subbing off for Chittenden.
Firin bringing the quaffle up in no hurry at all. The viewers could call in and let us know who the Firehawks beater is that just beat George Curran. That'd be great. Beat out by Stankovic. Ball inbound to the Bottles. Yeah, Firehawks 54 showing great tenacity. Should link up well with Ethan Sanoa now. Turns out it's actually a Firehawks inbound. Unfortunately doesn't do much with it as it goes out for another inbound. Here come the Bottles.
Good holding up the play there from the Firehawks beater.
Yeah, Sonoya shows restraint to hold on to this bludger.
Pass over to Jack. Fumbles it behind hoop. Wrapped by Chittenden. Chittenden falls off the tackle. Jack goes and he dunks and he takes the hoop halfway across the field with him.
And another signature celebration from Abuba. Bluebottles 80, Firehawks 0. You can see Sam Chittenden probably lacking a bit there from coming back into the sport, but still keeping the one-handed tackle. You can see he's a very talented tackler and trying to bring in the two hands, but you know, Harrison, it's very hard to adapt your game to the two-handed tackling. It takes a long time, so probably Chittenden's one of his first tournaments, it seems, using the new rules, so you can see him adapting to that. But I think as he goes into this game, if you can get that second hand going, it'll be much harder for the likes of Abuba and Collins and Mayu Galguchi.
Chittenden with a shot.
Yoshi Skinner not giving up, takes Mayu Galguchi to the ground into the hands of Vera Dawson. Good stuff.
The Bottles are frequently fast to get up to the halfway line and attack with mighty speed. Great tackle there from Firehawks. Vera with the ball.
Yeah, good tackle from Zlodinsky there.
With the pass over to Jack.
Great block from Zlodinsky again.
And that is a successful defense from the Firehawks.
You can see the Firehawks still have a lot to prove late in day 2. This is really good to see. Zlodinsky in particular, really great tenacity on defense. Really kept the Bottles out there on that offense.
It's great to see them still fighting and giving it their all.
It's like Max
which is
Palmer
just
now.
in the spirit of the game.
It's like Max Palmer coming on to partner Ethan Sanoa. Immediately beat out by Stankovic. Ball back to Chittenden. Mayu and Skinner engaging in a very physical battle behind hoops as well. Good beat on Kieran from Sonoya, but a boomer cleans up.
The Chittenden tackle.
It's
He's
a
on the
2v1.
break.
Oh, and Sonoya just misses the
Off to
beat, and
Brendo,
Briscoe
a
off with the alley.
selfless act. And Brendo with the goal.
Great attempt there from Sonoya on the defense, just closely shaving Giacomo Abuba.
Big Brian Wu back onto the pitch.
Yeah, as Caitlin Rapston joins the Firehawks lineup in the green headband. Looks like Samble back on for Firehawks as well, taking up the left.
Firehawks rotate point.
Ben Helene making moves and regaining control for a short moment and still hangs onto the bludger. Brian Wu tearing up the field now. A great little dink there from
lob
Wu.
shot over the keeper. That is a great little shot. I wonder who learned that from.
Yeah, I can
Mr.
tell you now, as a fellow ESU chaser, Brian Wu spends countless hours down on the training field on that shot, so it's really good to see him pull it out.
I can't remember the name of his mentor. Would you care to? You attend training more than some others.
Well, it's a
Do you
shot.
know who it is?
It's a shot that is gaining popularity in New South Wales, where they see the keeper up top. Of course, I was on a fast break, but just really dinking it over the keeper's head. It's gaining popularity. The likes of Max Brenner, myself, Brian Wu becoming good practitioners of the move.
Eloise
Taylor finds a hoop and scores.
Beautiful play there from the Bottles.
Was that a pass off from Vera Dawson?
It was indeed.
Excellent work there.
Excellent play. And we have a brooms down for, an injury to Emily, it seems. That is not good. Looks like a shin, knee, or ankle. She's grabbing the shin.
Yeah, the Bottles certainly won't be happy to see that over there. The inspirational captain during this campaign. I know for a fact during their game against Victoria, she was immense in her leadership role, guiding the Bottles to that historic win. Their first ever win against Victorian A team, I believe.
Beautiful scenes there. The score is 110-0. Bottles way.
Looking over at the snitching game, looks like it will be Andrew McCall in the yellow shorts. Ryan Fearon looks to be lining up for the Firehawks. Haven't seen much of him this tournament, but I believe they've caught a fair few snitches this tournament. At least today, at least two. They caught one in their first game today. Not that I saw the game against Victoria, and also against the Tongues yesterday. So I think they'll be fairly confident going into this game. Of course, beta control will be important, and with Chris Collins lining up for the Bottles, you know it's going to have to be a quick catch. Eden Hodge also ready there in the yellow headband should Chris Collins be unsuccessful.
And for the cutest thing on pitch today, beside the scoreboard, we have a little doggo. Wagging its tail.
I think his name's Cooper, belonging to Chloe Clark of ESU.
Little doggo.
Adorable little doggo. A rescue golden retriever, I believe.
Oh.
New South
You know
Wales
it would be
Bluebottles.
great if the doggo ran on pitch during the match.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be good.
You know what Quidditch needs? More streakers.
Emily McCoy hobbles off the field here.
Very valiant effort from her today and yesterday. She's been a crucial part of the Bottles and has played exceptionally well.
Beck robbed there helping her out. Of course, Beck suffered an ACL injury in last year's Bottles campaign, also as the captain. So she definitely knows what what Emily's going through here. Beck has also been immense for the Bottles at training, and especially during this campaign. Like, really anchoring the experience and tactical news of Tom Russell in being much more of a player manager. And providing that hype, so it's been fantastic to see. Looks like Imogen Hughes will be coming on in place of Emily McCoy.
I think you mean Braveheart Imogen Hughes with her signature face painting.
Yeah, very intimidating. Very fierce competitor Hughes, playing her trade at
What do you think her beating slogan would be? It's like, you may take our lives, but you will never take our bludgers.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Do you think it instills fear in the Firehawks beaters?
Oh, undoubtedly. But they're giving as good as they've got, Firehawks. Their beating line's been very impressive today, especially against the Bluebottles, whose beating is admittedly very top tier. They've got a few beaters that really should be A-team quality. The likes of
Zale,
Briscoe Hoff,
Jackson
Flynn, George Curran, Emily McCoy as well. Like, New South Wales really is brimming with that beta talent, which is showing. And Firehawks are taking to them. Good, full credit.
It's a ferocious lineup indeed.
Ball over the top, blocked by Briscoe Hoff. Unlucky there from the Firehawks chaser. Looks to be Aisha Karalich, I believe that's how her name is pronounced. Very good aerial threat, Aisha. We mentioned in our State Shield preview at the push pass how much of a threat she would be, and definitely showing her dominance in the air.
With the ball.
Eloise Taylor.
And Brendo scores that beautiful play there from the Bottles.
Clean as you like. 120-0 to the Bottles.
And our Seekers are about to enter the pitch.
I think this is a good lineup for Snitch Andrew McCall, who's very strong and very good with his hands. But we see two very athletic seekers coming on. Should challenge McCall in the agility game. It'll be inbound to Bottles. Here comes both seekers.
I believe our
Fearon beat out.
Snitch camera is malfunctioning at the moment.
Collins with the dodge,
so
but
we'll
eventually beat out.
On that.
Charlotte went jumping up the field.
Firehawk Seeker beaten out.
Wrapped by Sladinsky. Ball out
Collins
to Taylor.
with vital time on the snitch right now.
And that's a goal to Briscoe Hoff. Huge link up between Taylor and Briscoe Hoff as Chris Collins leans over and grazes the tag.
Chris Collins with a lot of time now, one-on-one with the snitch. Another near catch. He's reaching around, giving it his all. He's sent back to hoops.
Brian Wu now tearing up on the fast break. Great goal. Yeah, Andrew McCall just barely handling with Chris Collins' physicality.
Oh.
Ryan Fearon gets some time now.
Firehawks beater dodged the Bottles beat attempt. And now Firehawks Seeker, I apologize, has time on the snitch.
Here we go. Fearon showing just as much physicality. Kaylin Rapson on the drive. Great goal from the Firehawks on the board. Kaylin Rapson really showing her experience
Firehawks
there.
with control.
Sean Armstrong takes the beat, but gets the crucial beat on Fearon. Wen to Wu, to Briscoe Hoff. Time back in the backcourt. Hodge approaches, immediately beat out. Briscoe Hoff on the drive. Close shot, cleaned up by Wen, and tackled by Rapson. Aisha Karalich cleans up.
We have Eden Hodge seeking for Bottles at the moment. I'm not sure if he's seeked this tournament so far.
I certainly haven't seen them seek, but Hodge certainly has the experience as a snitch for sure. Definitely one of the up-and-coming snitches, and has a deep understanding of the snitching game, despite only playing for a couple of years. Flynn takes the beat on Sonoya,
Hodge
allowing
with
Hodge the
the
time
drive.
with a great grasp and almost reaching across. Looks like Kiyosito now having a great dodge
Firehawks
from
dodge.
Sito.
And Firehawks catch. Firehawks catch. It looked clean from here. It was very close.
Now I'm just assuming here for the viewers at home, I think this is Kiyosito. Obviously Gibbons on the back. I'm not personally familiar, so I'm going to say that it's Kiyosito. Great clean catch. Credit to the push pass for highlighting the threat of Kiyosito in their preview. I think that takes the score to 140 to 40. Set score will be 170. Firehawks still with it all to do. Assumedly playing on as well. What do you think of the catch, Preston?
It was very clean, very good catch there from Firehawks. They have done it multiple times this tournament, and that is a very good asset to have in your team.
Briscoe Hoff not mucking around.
Brian Wu with the ball behind hoops. Palms off Seibel.
Signature
Seibel's
fend.
broom goes flying all the way over to New Zealand. Passes off to Zale.
Only to Wu. Angelo on the thread on the left hoop.
Angelo
Great
is
ability
very
to find a
open.
hoop, Taylor Angelo.
Brian with the ball.
I'm
Zale's
assuming-
beating it. Oh, Zale was not beaten out. Great long range shot there from Brian
Clutch
Wu.
finish from Wu.
Beautiful.
Really the cut of Taylor Angelo there that unlocked that hoop for him as well. So good team play. Wallace Turner bringing up the quaffle. You can notice the difference in the way that Firehawks bring the quaffle up compared to the bottles. It's a little more reserved, a little more slow and steady. Seibel on the quaffle. Nila Sambell partnering him
And
up
it
the top.
beats out the Firehawks beater.
Seibel making a move.
Pass it over.
Straight to Skinner.
Beaten, no
Scores
goal.
the goal,
beat
but beat before.
Ball back to Zale. That was an unfortunate pass there back from Seibel.
I can see what Briscoe Hoff was trying to do there. Unfortunately, Taylor Angelo just out of reach of her. Beat from Flynn.
Seibel with the drive. Jumps, shoots, scores.
Classy drive and goal from Aaron Seibel. Well deserved. Flynn immediately on the attack. Wen to Abuba. Sonoya applying
Passes
pressure.
over to Taylor. Taylor fumbles.
Angelo still on the
regathers.
quaffle.
Seibel takes it down. It's good to see the Bottles going for team plays here for these final few goals. Getting everyone involved, and that is the spirit of the game that we love to see.
Max Palmer makes way for this still unnamed beater who potentially filled out the roster incorrectly wearing number 54.
Turner with
Beat
the
out by
ball.
Stankovic, but good tenacity. Stankovic cleans up.
Turner shoots, scores!
I don't know about that
Beautiful!
one. I'd love to see the replay there because it looked like
Very
Stankovic
close
got the
to
beat
beat
off there.
before, but
Clutch goal nonetheless.
given nonetheless, and a beautiful goal indeed.
Flynn.
Flynn charging up pitch, a absolute threat in this game. Ball over the top of hoops.
Taylor Angelo recovers for the
Angelo
Bottles.
recovers just before it goes out.
Aaron Seibel
Ball back
disappointed that
to
didn't cross the boundary
Charlotte.
line there.
Charlotte
Wen on the
passes to
attack.
Briscoe. Briscoe dunks. Beautiful team play from the
Magnificent
Bottles.
goal.
That was pitch perfect.
And you can see Briscoe
And
Hoff's
not the singing kind.
calves tensing up there as the ball teases in the air above him. A move that he's
He loves a good
100
tease,
times
doesn't he?
before. Absolutely.
Oh, don't we all?
Gawaguchi on, partnering with Brearley and Briscoe Hoff. Abuba on the hoops.
Seibel with the ball. Firehawks with control. Beautiful
Sergio
long-range beat
takes the
from
beat.
Flynn. Briscoe Hoff recovers. Mai's open. Amber.
Good.
Good
intercept
defense there from
Sam
Firehawks.
Chittenden, the second.
Second. It's like a royalty name.
That's a game-saving intercept from Chittenden. Chittenden to Seibel. Karolich demands the ball, doesn't get it, makes a cut to the left hoop. Seibel to Chittenden.
Chittenden drives, shoots. No
Great
goal.
finish from Karolich, beat before, but
Seibel with the ball,
good
drives, passes off. Another pass.
Sal to Chittenden, to Seibel, back to Sal.
Seibel regains and
Seibel
scores.
cleans up, despite the efforts of Kawaguchi and Brearley.
Beautiful, scrappy play there from the Firehawks. The determination and grit to keep going and finally get the goal. It was very much earned.
Jackson Flynn creates a no-bleeder situation for Abuba. Abuba, wrapped by 1, wrapped by 2, wrapped by 3, away from the toe, Winting, weaving, misses the shot. Brearley beat out.
Really beaten.
Briscoe-Hoff cleans up at the expense of the reset.
Bit of friendly fire on that last play. Abuba taking down Mayu.
You can
But
see
Mayu's
what
back to her feet.
Aisha Karolich provides the Firehawks on the offense. Clutch hands, really good finish. I heard from Josh Lindley how good she was around hoops, but seeing it in person, fantastic player. Flynn rotates point for Briscoe-Hoff. Briscoe-Hoff to Maya Galgucci, just out of reach. Cleans up but closely guarded by Seibel. Seibel to Abuba.
Intercepted by
Chittenden with
Chittenden.
another intercept.
Good play. Good keeping. Oh, Bottles inbound. Zale has the ball inbounding from the back. Passes off to Mayu. Intercepted
Sonoya
there.
hunted by Flynn.
Sonoya drops a
Cleaned up by
successful
Bentalene.
defense. Good defense from the Bottles. Chittenden takes a knee at the back of the pitch. Possibly about to throw up. Happens to the best of us.
Good cleanup. I think that's by Aisha Karolich. Paige Collins spotting a foul somewhere in that play. Potentially pointing out the injury. Stankovic and Flynn regaining control. I think Sam Chittenden might have taken a knock there. Immense defensive performance from Chittenden, don't you think?
Oh, yes, indeed. Sorry, I was
Just
distracted.
checking on his welfare, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm trying to decide whether he's about to throw up or whether he was accidentally hit in the nuts. It's hard to tell.
Are you recognising the signs from
Previous experience,
Quadball
yes.
experience, yeah, for the viewers at home, Harrison
Myself,
Keane.
yeah.
I think up to
A
about
seasoned
5.
veteran, I think.
Yeah, five tournaments now, is it?
There was a good streak where it was once every second tournament.
Yeah.
Senchen
A
walks
real
it off
fixtures of
looking
the
all good.
2023 Drop Bears training camps. Rightly applauded off the field there.
Almost became a tradition.
Now having a look, it should be Firehawks ball here, facing a Flynn and Stankovic beater control. Stankovic looking very at home in her
In her home
of
ground.
Football, yeah, playing for the UNSW Football Club for the under-20s. It'll be a yellow card to Maya Kawaguchi.
Oh, what was that for?
I don't know what the foul's for. It's potentially for a behind contacts there. Hugged by fellow offender Arabella Barr over in the sin bin. No stranger herself to some behind contacts this tournament. The Bottles will be happy to see that though. You'd much rather tackle and lose than not tackle at all. Rapson and Seibel should be able to link up here pretty well. Rapson having a good day at the office in this game.
Firehawks chaser behind hoops unmarked.
Yeah, that's Yoshi Skinner. Skinner and Karolich. Rapson and Seibel. Dangerous chasing lineup. Sonoya beaten out.
Oh.
Cleaned up by Ben Helene.
The Firehawks are taking too long here. The Bottles chasers with control are beating out the Firehawks players one by one.
Seibel takes the reset. Ben Helene rotates Abuba. Briscoe-Hoff with it all to do.
Seibel with the pass
Pop
off.
over the top. Karolich with the goal!
That is prime quad ball right there. Beautiful play from the Firehawks.
I tell you what, the Thunderbirds are in good hands in the future if players like Aisha Karolich are there to step up. That is fantastic goal. Jackson Flynn makes way for George Curran. Lob over the top. Intercepted by Karolich once again.
She is on fire.
Cleaned up by...
Where's that fire truck from before? We need it back because, let me tell you something, Jacob, she is on fire.
All of a sudden, we're 160-80 here, still with plenty to do, the Firehawks, but by no means bowing out of this game. Ryan
Do you
Fearon
remember
back
what
on
the
in the
set
chasing
score
lineup.
was?
Should be 180, I believe.
180.
Should be 180.
I think so. The dodge there. Passes over. Ooh.
I actually might have been that. I believe Bluebottles have scored 2 goals since the catch, so I would assume that the set score is 170. Don't take my word on it there. George Curran watchfully beats out Ethan Snow, who's played big minutes this game. Eloise Taylor tearing out the field to Dawson.
Passes off. Brendan recovers the ball on the ground. Passes to Jack. Jack beat misses. Oh, a beautiful wrap up there. And Brendan finishes and slams it right into the face of a Firehawks player.
Great
insult to
finish there
injury,
from the Bluebottles.
but very good game.
I tell you what, the Firehawks still without a victory, but with players shining like Aisha Karolich, Yoshi Skinner, Caitlin Rapson, they should be very proud of that performance. That's a really gutsy showing against a strong Bluebottle side, potentially the strongest Bluebottle side ever sent to a State Shield tournament.
Indeed, a very valiant effort from the Firehawks and a very, very great tournament they've had. Thank you for watching this game.
We end this match.
We've
Bluebottles
been your hosts,
170,
Jacob
Firehawks
Mr. Cap
80.
Sutherland, and